1035 The B. It's your boy Tony MC in the place to be. And I'm chilling with my homie, man.
Certified.
Fayn.
Y'all know the vibes. It's me, Faynoe.
Yes, sir. Fayn is in the building. Shout out to Drink Champ Sports in the building, too.
Certified.
You already know, man.
Yo,
So what's
thank
good
you
with
for
you,
having
brother?
me, brother. I appreciate
Yes, sir.
you.
Yes,
We
sir.
here.
Yes,
Just
sir.
got back from Denver.
Word.
Got a
I'm sure you had
little
a
jet
time
lag.
there.
It was time zone tripping. You feel me?
That's
But
what's up.
you know, it was love, man. How's everything, man? Thank you for having me here,
Nah,
bro.
of course, bro. We had to get you up here. I know it's been a minute. We definitely had to have this conversation, man.
For
'Cause
sure.
you got a lot of things going on, man.
A lot, brother. I don't even know where to start, man.
I
Like
know,
I'm
man.
excited.
It's been a long time coming for you.
Yeah, man. Like we just coming off of this last project we just dropped, Heart of a
Dope.
Wolf 2. Got DJ Khaled on there. He killed
Word.
it with the intro. Look What I Did. That's the breakthrough single. I went from a starving artist to a charting artist. We did number 8 on the iTunes UK.
Okay.
And that was good.
Putting up them numbers.
Yeah, you hear me? You know, putting out the boards and got to deal with Roc Nation.
Yep.
And so much has come, you know, and it's just consistent. We just got off the tour with Currency.
Yep.
Opened up for KRS-One.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
And you know, we just got back from Denver. It's just so much going on. So
I know, man.
I'm just constantly working. So right now we still pushing Heart of a Wolf 2. Look What I Did, produced by Scuba Jew. And you know, we just doing the dang thing. You feel me?
That's what's up, man. We're going to talk about all that. But
Let's
first I
get
want
it.
to take it back a little bit. What got you into hip hop? Like what got you into the music industry?
Oh man, like that's simple. I was in the streets heavy, so I learned a hard lesson. You know, SWAT raided my crib, and I was always into hip hop. Always did poetry, but I never knew how to write rhymes particularly. And got out the streets, and after I did my little time and incarcerated in juvie or whatever, my mother was the first person to take me to the studio. And ever since then, I fell in love. Like, I've been to the studio before, but never to record. I wrote rhymes, but I never recorded myself before. I was tired of disappointing my mother. I was tired of being in the streets when SWAT raid your crib. While you know, that's a whole different vibe when you're 16, 17.
There, yeah.
So, you know, I did my time like a G. Didn't have to tell on nobody, and then I just started taking the music serious ever since then.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Who were some of your inspirations early on?
DMX, Jay-Z,
Dope.
Biggie, Hove, Pac, Andre 3000, Dre and Snoop, Big L, and Pun.
Yeah, and this is all growing up down here, like straight out of Alapata,
for sure.
right?
Certified Alapata. You already know the vibes.
That's
I know I get the, you sound like you from, but nah, man.
Up top,
I was
yeah.
born in Brooklyn, raised in Miami,
Okay.
and Alapata is where I grew up in. I spent time in Hialeah and Miramar.
Okay, that's what's
For
up.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of artists that rep Alapata.
I'm glad somebody else had to say it. I'm just glad somebody else
There's
had
a couple,
to say it.
shout out. There's a few.
There's a few.
But like, it's not like a lot of them that like wear it on their sleeve the way you do. So
Thank you,
like,
brother.
You know, shout out to that, man. Like, I think that it's great to see that.
Thank
know?
you.
And so like, how do you feel like, you know, being one of the only artists to really represent that area?
Man, I feel proud. I feel like it's mandatory that somebody had to wave that flag, because when you think of Miami, it's an NMB, Carroll City, like, you know, the staples. Everybody outside of or they don't know any better. They say South Beach or Brickell, but we're not talking about those guys. We talk about the ones that knows what's up. You feel me? So Alapata, it feels good. Both, you know, like I fell in love with hip hop there. I grew up there. You know, the first time I saw the Chronic album was in Alapata. The first time I saw, you know, some of my most traumatic things was in Alapata. Some of my best moments was in Alapata. So I take the good with the bad, and it just means a lot because that's where my mama raised me.
That's what's up.
You feel
man.
me?
That's dope. Now talk about you know, when you first got into this, like what was like your first song? Like, do you remember creating your first song in the studio?
Yeah, my first song was I rapped on I wanna live my lifestyle.
Okay.
Never seen a brick, never seen. It was that Can I Live, and some other beat. It was probably a Jay-Z or Dipset beat, and those were the first 3 instrumentals that I took when I did that first recording after I got out of juvie. And man, I laugh at those songs because it was young me. It was young punchlines and just trying to like sound like Lloyd Banks mixed with Jada, sprinkle some Fab. So I was still very like Yeah, it's like when I hear it now, it's like I cringe a little because it's like I've developed myself so much.
Right.
It's and I've came so far. You know, yeah, for sure. Those would be the first songs that I could remember recording and writing
Yeah.
to, like vividly. Those were my first joints. And then as far as instrument, like original beats, it was a song called "The Breath of Fresh Air."
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say Lloyd Banks and Fab because you know y'all got something in common. Y'all
Yep.
got a little Latin influence.
Correct. And
so
go
you
ahead.
know, with that, like I feel like again, like you one of the only artists that's really like equally representing that that in that lane. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? Without going too heavy into the Latin side and too heavy into the hip hop side. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like an equal balance.
Correct.
feel
You
me?
took the words right out of my mouth.
So, how do you feel about like really like repping that angle?
I love it because that's what I grew up on. Like, the perfect person that does it is Cardi. I think Cardi does it like perfectly, where she balances both, and she's a phenomenal performer, rapper, everything. Before Banks, Jewels, and Fab, we had Pun and Joe.
Of course.
You feel me? So I gravitated towards them growing up before Fab and them came out. So when I found out Fab was half Dominican, Joel's Dominican, Banks is Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican, and these were like elite rappers.
Yep.
I'm gravitating towards them because there wasn't too many of us. And Dominicans, we be like, yo, if he's us, he's one of us, he's for us, and he's us, and that's him.
Yes,
We'd
sir.
say that's it. The congregation has said what they said, you feel me? And it just felt good to hear artists that I felt I could relate to sound so dope. Banks was amazing. Fab was remarkable. And then Jewels was just saucy. Like, he just had so much swag, him and Fab.
Yep.
So it just felt good. And then, I guess being influenced by them, the style, the music, I made sure that my pen game had to be of that caliber, if not better.
Exactly, man. Now, what does wolf mean to you? Like, what does the animal mean to you?
Man, protector, loyal, a hunter, someone that doesn't give up, someone that loves to run wild and be free, and cares about the people that he's around. A wolf means to me someone that makes sure that whoever's behind them is just as good when they're next to him or in front of him. That he makes sure that he's on point for himself and for others.
Nah, it's deep, man. Nah, because obviously I noticed that that's kind of like a theme that you have like with all your albums. Like it's derivative of the wolf, or like it's named after the wolf in some way, shape, or form.
Correct, and I appreciate you even peeping that. We like to stay on theme, on brand, and the wolf means everything to me. I feel like my mother, she was a wolf, and she raised me to become one. I started off as a cub, and the streets and her, they built me to what I am today. More her than the streets. I'm gonna give her that credit because the streets is they got enough people giving them credit. So for me, the wolf is a signification of everything that my mother embodied, that I embodied, the things that I've seen growing up, the type of, like, when you have a heart, you tend to be a beast, and that's what I got told growing up. Like, you got a lot of heart, you're a beast, and what better animal to be than a wolf? Everybody wants to be a lion, but nobody really moves like a king, and a wolf can become a king.
Word, heart of the wolf.
Yeah, certified.
Nah, that's what's up, man. So it's been, I want to say like more or less a decade since you got started, right?
Yeah, for sure.
In that time frame, I feel like you've performed with a lot of people, you've worked with a lot of people.
It's been a blessing.
So talk about maybe like the first big artist you opened up for and how you felt in that moment.
Man, I think the first big artist I opened up for was either Gunplay or Cameron.
Okay.
It was around
big.
this. Yeah, like
huge.
It was, and this is Gunplay when he was Gunplay. Like,
yeah. Shout out to Gunplay, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Gunplay. He was super cool because when I told him I knew Wendy Day, it's like his guards went down. So I told him I was from Day. He was robbing, but that was a long time ago. And then Cam, I opened up for him. I don't know if you remember Sneaker Pimps, Grand Central.
Yeah,
them
that's
days.
Yes,
sir.
Man, R.I.P. Grand Central, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Yo, if
Man.
you know, you know,
Yeah,
like,
man.
for real. So yeah, I opened up for Cam there, and then Gunplay was like around the same time, maybe a year or two before. But those were the first two big acts that I opened up for, like super big.
Now you performing with Currency. You just did that show. I was out there.
Yes.
Yo, tell me something. So when you was out there, like, were you really like sick like a dog? Because I remember you were on the mic.
Let
like,
me
yo,
tell you.
I'm struggling.
Yo, I went on tour sick.
Damn.
The week of the tour, the week before I got on tour, I'm talking about maybe the 2 days before the 24th. I'm like, wait, nah. Wait, no. I'm taking vitamins. I'm taking elderberry. I'm tea, OJ. I'm like, nah, I know this not happening now.
Damn.
And all I could think of was that the stress behind everything, getting everything organized, the merch, getting everything together, just putting everything together, it got me sick. And I told myself, no matter what, the show must go on. And yeah, dog, the first show I started it off sick.
Damn, that's
I
crazy.
felt like Jordan on the game flu because all them shows I started it off sick and I still killed all them shows.
Yeah, you did, man.
And it was tough though because I lost my voice in the process because of being sick and my high energy. So it was a struggle, but we still manifested.
I was just about to say, man, you still killed it.
Thank you,
I could, if you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have been able to tell, bro.
Whoa, that's dope. Because I was mad self-conscious about, oh my God, bro.
Nah, I'm sure.
Because my voice, I understand my voice, and like hearing it like that, it felt like it kept getting in and out and peaking. And it was like, bro, I felt like I was a kid going through puberty.
Damn. Nah, I feel you. Nah, I mean, listen, the crowd didn't tell either because they were definitely cheering for you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Damn, so how many shows did you do? Like how many locations?
Altogether, we did 4 shows because we combined it. We did 3 with Currency, and then I opened up for KRS-One.
Okay, damn, that's a dog. KRS-One, man.
Legend, man,
Damn,
and that was full.
Talk about that.
That was full circle for me because the homie Rex, he actually was there opening up as well. And he's the one that took me overseas to go on tour.
Okay.
And last year, or excuse me, a year and a half before, I got to rap with KRS-One. Like Cypher really rap with him. And there was a bunch of us. And there's footage of this. There's no cap. There's no extra sauce. I stood out and he said, I killed it. I have witnesses. I have proof. I have receipts. And it was amazing because it felt like an honor to be rapping with him because I was rapping to the point that he started joining in and I got him doing my ad-libs as I'm rapping, freestyling. He's boop, 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 boop. I'm like, yo, this, I cannot. In my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, keep going. I know you're excited. Keep rapping though. And as soon as it was done, I hit him with so what you thought? He was like, yo, you killed it. Like, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I turned around, walked away a little bit. I shed tears a little bit because I was like, bro, you legend. Like, I told him how who he was or who he was to me, better yet. Because you gotta understand, if you really love hip hop, when I was growing up, you needed to know everything about
it. Of course.
And
still do. Y'all still do.
True.
Still need to know your shit.
And he was the forefront of everything that was hip hop. It was if it wasn't him, it was Kool Herc, it was Big Daddy, it was Kool G Rap, like it was Grandmaster Flash, Grandmaster Cash, and KRS-One was almost exactly what he said he was, the teacher. So for me to get your favorite rapper's favorite rapper is KRS-One.
Straight up.
So for me to like get that, like, hey bro, you got it, man, I felt validated in a way where it was like certified. So I was like, yeah. It did something to my spirit where like nobody could have took that moment away from me, and I earned that. Shout out to Angel that invited me to that video shoot that he had, and he shot like 3 videos that day, and he did a freestyle cypher, and it was legend. So fast forward, I got to open up for him, full circle with Rex on top of that because he was the one that brought me overseas on tour. So that show being just a few months ago, right before the Currency show, it was amazing. Man, everything crazy, was like, bro. God bless him. You feel me?
Well, salute to you, man, because that's definitely a legendary moment in itself. You know what I mean?
Moments money can't buy.
Now, another moment I'm sure you're proud of. You just landed a deal with Roc Nation Distro.
Certified. Listen, man.
Talk about that. How did that come about?
You got to understand, growing up, my favorite like labels was Rockefeller and Rough Riders. It was DMX and J, like Def Jam. Anything under Def Jam, I was damn near rooting for. It felt like I was part of that lineage now. I was part of that story. Like, regardless, I did something with that. Meaning, like, I dropped a dope project, made great singles, and I was able to chart. So I put myself in a position where they didn't just give me an opportunity. I I flourished. I shined, and it was amazing because shout out to my homie Boost. He brought me over there, and the A&R and them. We spoke, and we took our time, and everything went good. So shout out to the folks at Roc Nation. And it was an amazing situation, and now we moving forward and we elevating.
Dope. So you got a lot planned with them.
Oh man, okay. I got a lot planned going on in every situation, with or without any direct contact with them, because
you've been independent for a minute.
Yeah, it's like this, I like it.
This is like your first real major.
Yeah, deal. Correct, and it feels good because I was still able to be independent through this situation, because it's a Roc Nation distribution deal through the I Swim with Shark folks. Okay. And it was dope because I used it as leverage. It was dope because I used the marketing money for what I needed to, and it was dope because it was an opportunity to get an insight on how things is done on that level.
Of course, yeah.
And
it's a learning experience.
Yeah, for sure. And it being a Roc, what better situation than that? Yeah, so man. Growing up watching Jay-Z, Rockefeller was everything. LaChain, Kanye, Siegel.
Yes, sir.
So I felt like it was me being a part of that, and I almost all those little kid dreams that I had finally coming true.
Man, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah,
that's what's up. So you got the deal. So obviously with that, new music coming.
Oh yeah,
because I know that we were just in the studio not too long ago.
Sir, yo, thank you for
rocking
coming,
out
bro.
To your project.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Vega. I got 2 projects coming. I got Certified Forever dropping next year, because I want to make that like my milestone, my flagship project. Okay. It's something that's real important. I'm gonna drop so much more music after that, but I guess this one is gonna solidify me, and it's gonna be like the staple to everything. Dope. And I got a new project coming out before the end of this year, which is The Lion and the Wolf 2 with my brother Vega. Dope. And what's dope is that we just been working on so much music, solo and together, that we hiring the right folks. Art Rev Soul, Tony, Wendy Day, Kingpin, Cody. Shout out to them. And it just feels good because I got the right people around me. So this Lion and the Wolf 2 project, it feels different. Certified Forever, it feels like an album. I'm treating it like an album. The production, I got Street Runner. I worked with Cool and Dre for this project. Nice. I got my own producers, Randy J, Boost, Will Notes. And so many great engineers that I'm involved with. E-Wave, Will Notes as an engineer as well. So
shout out to them.
I'm taking care, yeah, for real. I'm taking care of and I'm curating his projects accordingly, you feel me? Because it's important. The singles are just as important as the full-length project. So now that we got everything ready, I'm very excited to be releasing these next campaigns, these next singles, because they're going to be going on those projects.
That's what's up, man. I remember there was one joint on there. I think it was the joint with Jadakiss on there.
Ooh! Right? Certified.
We talking about it?
Yeah, we could talk about it a little bit. We could talk about it a little bit. That's going on Certified Forever.
Okay.
That would be that's going on the next year project. That was for, and what's dope is that that was for the people that exclusively was there. We turned off the cameras. We was like, y'all can't nobody
y'all heard what we heard, man.
Yeah. Woo! So
Paul already know.
Yeah, certified. Like it was the Fayn and Friends Fest for my homecoming from the tour, working on the project. Lion and the Wolf 2, Certified Forever. The Jadakiss joint produced by Who Bang. Rest in peace, Who Bang, man. He was a great producer, a great friend, a good mentor, and I look forward to releasing that song properly with that team of mine that's behind him. And they were actually one of the first people that got me my situation. Shout out to dope. Pistol Pete, KAR. He introduced me to Who Bang, and I started working with them heavy around 2022, and it was a beautiful situation. And then I actually got to the Roc. So if you really think about it, Pistol was my first real situation in the industry and the music business when it came on a higher level. And it was dope because now with the Jadakiss feature, I get to do my brother Who Bang right and make sure that his name always gets mentioned.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Pistol Pete, man. Shout out to you, man. That record, I feel like is gonna be big, man.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be big.
It happened organically, man. Like the song itself, it was an amazing beat. The everything when I wrote the hook, when I heard Jada, when we was thinking about everything, the production, it was just all the stars aligned. And I look forward to letting the people hear that. But it was even better to get a little, like, you know, give out a little sample to the ones that I knew deserved it. So it's dope that you got to hear it, because a lot of y'all gonna have to wait for that for a little hot minute, keep that on ice until Certified Forever.
I'm glad. I'm just glad I was in the building, man.
Man, for sure.
That was by chance.
Yes.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So who else you want to work with in the future?
Man, honestly, I got a lot of dope features in the works and people that I would like to work in the future with. Honestly, more producers than artists. Like, I want to work with Pharrell. I want to work with Timbaland. I want to work with Sunny Digital, Metro.
You work with Static yet?
Yeah, and I Static and Alchemist I want to work with, but I got to work with Static because he invited me on his show, and I murdered and bodied the freestyle. That was also through my brother Rex, and man, Static is so solid. His production is A1. He's definitely somebody I want to work with. Alchemist and Swizzy. Swizzy was that dude forever. And then like 808 Mafia. So for me, I think I want to work with producers more than artists, because I feel like they're going to bring something out of me that I won't normally do with other artists, because the production is going to be, you know, it's going to either challenge me, it's going to be on another level, or it's going to be something that I experiment with, or something right directly to what I do. With artists, I think Nas, man. Nas is probably the only artist that I can honestly say I really like, look forward to, or wanting to work with, because it's him.
There. Yeah, exactly.
That's him. Like,
that's the top level right there.
Correct. So
we'll manifest that for you.
Yeah, certified. I love that.
That's what's up,
Appreciate
man.
Y'all send some prayers up.
Straight up, man. Well, anything you want to tell us before we wrap, man?
Man, Heart of a Wolf 2 out now, featuring DJ Khaled. Shout out to KAR. Heart of a Wolf 2 out now. Just had to say it twice so you know it's real. And follow me at Fayn Music, Fayn Music, for every platform on all social medias at Fayn Music, FAYN Music. And thank you for having me.
Of course,
Certified Forever on the way. Lion and the Wolf 2 on the way with my brother Vega. Man, shout out to Dream Big Management. They've been doing great since I signed that situation and working with them. I've been running it up. Shout out to Lab Coat Genetics. We got the new strand CGP out of Colorado. Certified gas pack, so y'all know the vibes. Man, and there's just so much going on. So we're gonna end it with that. At Fayn Music, you could tap in, see what's going on, follow so you can stay tapped in, and you already know the vibes. It's Certified Fayn.
That's what's up, man. You already know. Well, thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you for having me.
You already know who this is. @_TonyMC across all social platforms. It's The Beat.